In today's video, we're going to break down my 90-day case study where I was able to gross $93,000 within a 90-day time frame. And I love breaking down my case studies first, and then clients' case studies next, because I think it's very insightful when I break down my own experience. And so if you're excited about listening to this case study today, go ahead and type in case study in the comments to let me know that this is the type of content you like to see, and let's get to it. Okay, so let's go back into time a little bit. So when this is a case study of where my official transition from selling automated, more webinar style info products to diving into the coaching, consulting, and agency work world. Okay, I had for so long wanted to, one, go all in with a higher ticket price point coaching offer, and also like serve people in a way that gave them more resources, more done with you and done for you elements. That's always something I'd wanted to do, because I realized that when I was selling my courses, there was a lot of people struggling at the same points. Okay. So when I decided, I'm like, okay, I want to raise my prices, and I also want to provide a high level service. So basically I went to the drawing board. I'm like, what could I leverage that I already have, which would be a good foundation for people? And then what can I add on to it that would, not, I don't want to say allow, but would, I guess allow, let's just use allow for now, but would allow me to charge a higher price point that, at the time it was still like, whoa, like me charging this amount, like that's crazy. And, all of those money blocks that I had back then were like, oh my gosh, like who are you to be charging, $12K, $15K. And that was, money blocks that I had to really dig up, unlock, release, so that I can confidently get on a sales call and figure this out. So the steps I had to do first, which this is going to be really valuable for you if you're a course creator wanting to jump into the higher ticket world, or if you're a coach still kind of struggling in those beginning phases with like, hey, I want to see success, but I haven't quite seen it yet and haven't gotten to a stable point. So I would say first where I started is outlining what I could offer and getting clear on that, meaning I knew curriculum wise and framework wise how to teach what it is that I do on YouTube for YouTube organic marketing. That was easy. I had already created at that point 5 courses, 2 big ones, 3 mini ones. I had course material for days. I'm like, okay, so now what could I add to this? I'm like, well, we could add an element where there's an onboarding call. There's like a group onboarding, not group, but one-to-one onboarding call where we dig in and we evaluate what the heck your vision is for your channel. So we call this a vision building call, where the customer and client comes on, myself and our YouTube head success coach, we have a vision building call with you. We get to know your business, your biggest goals, and how we can reverse engineer them to make that happen within the first however many days. Okay. Then I'm like, what's another thing that my students in the past have gotten wrong? Well, they can't properly define what the heck the purpose of their channel is. And I'm like, could we help provide that? Yeah. So the things that come from the vision building call are, we developed the purpose of their channel, like literally wrote their bio, wrote out a like copyright written, nice 100-character bio that they could pop into their channel. And then we also developed the content pillars, because a channel, yes, there's so many videos nowadays on whether like niche down, no niche down, but your channel, without a shadow of a doubt, needs a focus, okay? Especially in the beginning. And so this is, the other thing, I'm like, could we provide defining their content pillars? Yeah. This is something I personally love to do. And then that way it gives the client guidelines, like, here's how you can still be creative, but don't go outside the lines of these content pillars. Okay. So, and then I'm like, Could we also help with YouTube branding? Yeah. So I was like, we can add in done for you element to redo the whole YouTube branding top to bottom. So channel identity, like the colors, the typography, basically putting together a brand guide and a book which defines what those things, what the icons are like, what type of images to use. And so really it was like the first month of this new offer, it's like, hey, the main thing you have to do is start studying the material and provide us with photos for your thumbnails. Okay. And what else did we do? Oh yeah, we help with implementing our Asana systems where we, duplicate into your business. We give you literally clone ours and create or duplicate it into your own Asana account, which is going to help you track the videos, etc. So that's why I was like, yeah, this is solid. Like, this is super sexy. And then I'm like, okay, so how do I make the next step to this whole thing is like making it sound sexy. And I wasn't quite sure how to do that because I knew how to write webinars. Like I've written so many webinars in my life. I'm like, I'm so done with webinars. And so I'm like, how could I write this offer, guarantee, and promise to where it's like, okay, we like this is going to turn heads, whether it's a paid advertisement or with organic traffic. So one of the best ways, if not the best way to, I guess, develop your promise or the hook of your whole program, because this hook is going to be on all your sales funnels, on your opt-in pages, pretty much the webinar title, it's going to be everywhere, right? What I would first suggest is write down all the pain points of your client avatar, right? So if it's let's just say it's in the health niche, so you're writing down all the pain points of this health client, but this person, right, that you're wanting to attract. And the thing is, you're going to discover that there's a lot of pain points that they have. Out of those pain points, the trick is you have to come at an angle where you're just targeting their biggest pain point, where off the top of your head, like for sure all of your potential client avatars are going to have this problem. And that's the hardest part with developing your program promise. And the hook is like, at least this is for me, I'm like, I wanted to speak to all their pain points, right? You can't do that. Yet across the board, you have to understand what is that one thing you want to go after, because those who have that big problem, they're for sure going to be attracted to your program. But those who can identify with that problem, maybe that's not their biggest problem, will then go, okay, that's a problem too. Let me check it out. And then they'll come to you on a sales call with what they're going through, their main problems, and they'll want a clarification from you, aka your objection handling now, like, well, I'm really having a problem with this. Is this something you can help with? And then you're like, yeah, absolutely. And you can tell them how, and how, your process will help them solve that problem within X amount of time frame. That's the other thing too with going higher ticket, is that the time frame is really important. So historically, when you're selling a course and you're doing the 1K model with group coaching and you offer a program for lifetime or for however long, it's like people don't want a 12-month program thing. They want it now. They want it in 30 days. They want the aspirin. They don't want the vitamin. Okay, so this is why it's so important that you focus on what results can you get your clients within the first 30 days and 60 days, even if it's not the main goal that they're trying to achieve, or that they want to achieve. For example, dropping 10% body fat or something like that. 10% body fat, that takes a long time to lose. However, you're like, hey, within the first 30 days, you are going to be getting better sleep. You're going to, if there are guys like optimize your testosterone levels, you're going to be operating at whatever, checking the marks within 2 weeks or 30 days, just by what we teach you within the first 2 days. And they're like, oh, so it's really outlining and getting clear on those quick wins and things that they'll experience sooner than later is what's going to attract them into your program, get them to say yes, and get them to pay you high ticket. And so this is why I strongly believe with the offer that we launched, it was a combination of coaching done with you and done for you. And this is why I believe that I was able to produce with very minimal traffic, okay? Because my YouTube channel was not working great during this time. This is why I was able to produce the gross revenue of 93K in those 90 days, is because I was able to show them literally like, hey, this is what the container looks like with us. Phase 1 is this, phase 2 is this, and yada, yada, yada. So that is what I would say. And then also like the tech part of it, which that's the thing. For me, it's not hard. For me, building a funnel is super easy, but for some, it's like, I don't even want to touch funnels. And so if that's the case, here's what you do. If you're a funnel builder and you know how to operate your CRM and build landing pages, you can easily do this. It's as easy as building a opt-in page with the program promise, getting people's name, email, phone number. Second page, it's a thank you page with a webinar/VSL on it that talks about your program and it gives them a CTA to book a call with you. And then you connect that page to either a Calendly or whatever calendar tool of your choice and an application. And then that's really cool because once you have that, you can then develop email sequences around it. And it doesn't need to be long sequences. You could have like a 5 email sequence for those that opt in. If they opt in and don't book, they get a trigger that's like, hey, book a call, book a call, book a call, sending them emails with client testimonials. If they book a call, then they'll be on another email sequence. It'll be more something like nurturing them, getting them excited to talk to you. Here's what to expect. So that part of the funnel is quite easy. It's the most simple funnel, comparatively out there, compared to like a hour, 90-minute long course funnel that sells at the end. That's quite complicated. So those would be my first 3 steps, is like, hey, making sure that you are getting very clear on what you can offer right now. Like, be confident in the experience you have right now, the resources you have right now, the assets. Then reverse engineer what your progress is, the number one thing it's going to solve for them, and in how long. Okay, and then build the funnel around it, and then just start, getting that's hard. That's what I love to teach YouTube, because it's like, okay, that solves the traffic problem. But again, start sending your audience to it. The email list you have right now, the audience you have on your channel right now, Instagram and your social medias, start pushing traffic to it. I also, if you have the budget, wouldn't be scared to dedicate $2,000 in ad spend to running campaigns on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube ads. So that's another thing to consider as well. So hopefully that was helpful. And if you've made it this far to this video, definitely stick around. Don't go nowhere. You want to stick around for the video that's coming up next. That video is right here. Just click here and I will see you on that next video. Take care.